Shalom. First and foremost, I let to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, double honors unto Elder Tahar, and the rest of the elders that are fervently pushing the truth. And as always, peace and blessings unto the elect and the sincere Akwath that are watching, listening, and learning. All right, so the spirit hopped on me earlier today to type in World War III. All right, because me and the brother Shamgar, we was just discussing, about how things are amping up. The tensions between Russia, Ukraine, and America with the NATO is increasing. And the spirit hopped on me and said, "Man, let me just type in TikTok on World War III on TikTok and look at all these videos." Well, first and foremost, see up here in the right hand corner, it says 744.8 million views are about World War III. So you have people that are making these videos on World War III. All right, World War III news, Russian troops in attack formation. All right, these so-called regular people. All right, hashtagging World War III. All right, The Simpsons 2022 World War III predictions. Hey, Yahweh Dazaz this year. You already know when The Simpsons so-called predict something, it comes true. Let me just click on it.
World War III. And this is the most terrifying prediction of all. I know all of you have been waiting to know about it. So let me tell you that this one is about World War III. So there are a variety of reasons why another world war would be very destructive. I'm sure you can guess what I'm talking about, but could the year 2022 be the year that another world war erupts?
Hey, Yahweh Dazaz, man. All right. Hey, see, look at this.
Here's what would happen if World War III started tomorrow. Millions of people would likely die, and the Earth would take decades, if not centuries, to recover, especially with some of the tools and weapons that countries are using these days. Soldiers on the ground might have exoskeletons, making it easier for them to carry heavy equipment over long distance.
All right. See, you just have all these videos. Look at this.
Конечно, потенциал Объединенной Организации НАТО и России несопоставим. Мы понимаем. Но мы также и понимаем, что Россия одна из ведущих ядерных держав.
Dang. All these videos. World War III. Why? Because this thing is biblical prophecy. This will come to pass. So let me go ahead and get some precepts and close out. This is a quick video, straight to the point. This is Revelation 11 and verse 13. It says, "In the same hour, there was a great earthquake, and that earthquake is going to be caused by the nuclear destruction." Let's go ahead and get a few precepts on the great earthquake. Got a few. This is Revelation chapter 6 and verse 11. It says, "And I beheld when he had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair, and the moon became as blood." And how is that and what's gonna cause that? The nuclear fire. Verse 13, "The stars of heaven fell unto the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places." And that heaven departed as a scroll, was that talking about the great mushroom cloud, all right, which is also in Isaiah 34. Isaiah 34 and verse 4. It says, "And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down, as the leaf falleth from off the vine, and as a fallen fig from the fig tree." That's right, dealing with the armies. All right, the armies, man, they're going to fall. They're going to be destroyed. I told you that in Revelation, the 12th chapter. Revelation chapter 12 and verse 7. "And there was war in heaven." Yeah, talking about the skies. "Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels." And the dragon's dealing with Esau. All right, and his dragons is dealing with who? The NATO. All right, because really, the NATO is like the NATO is the military part or military section of Esau's empire, right? These these different NATO nations, which NATO is headed by America. So you got the American army, or you got you got the British army, or the French army, so on and so forth, and prevailed not. Neither was their place found any more in heaven. That's right. Why? Because they gonna lose. All right, it's gonna be a real man. It's not even gonna be. It's not even gonna be a battle. How Shai and the angels just gonna fucking obliterate Esau. Yahushua is gonna tear Esau ass apart. So now this is Isaiah, the 13th chapter, and verse. I'm gonna start verse 9. I really could start verse 6, but start verse 9. It says, "Behold, the day of Yahweh cometh, both cruel, Salakia. Behold, the day of Yahweh cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it." And that's dealing with America. All right, this place is going to be totally devoured. Verse 10, for the stars of heaven and the constellation thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine. And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Who's that? Esau. Verse 13, therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place, and the wrath of Yahweh of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger. You see that? So the earth is going to remove out of her place, and the Heavenly Father is going to shake the heavens. That's that great earthquake. See? So precept upon precept, we know that's dealing with the nuclear fire. All right, those missiles. There's Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 20. It says, the earth shall rail to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. You see, that's what the earth is going to rock to and fro like a drunkard. And we all know how a drunkard walks. We all know how a person who is drunk walks, man. They tumbling over, rocking to and fro. And that's going to be by way of the ICBM hypersonic missiles. So back to Revelation 11 and verse 13. It says, in the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. And the 10th part of the city is dealing with all of America. Why? Because America is broken up into 10 zones. So let's go ahead and get that. 10 FEMA regions. Go to images. Boom. See? So if you're in Philly, you're in the third zone. See, number 1 is Boston, number 2 is New York. All right, all the way up to 10, which the 10th is Seattle, I believe it says. So back to Revelation 11 and verse 13. In the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, just a complete number of men. And the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. You see that? So all of America is going to fall. Verse 14. The second woe was past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. That's right. World War III is coming quickly. We can clearly see every single day these different tensions, tensions between these different nations is just escalating by the second. And Biden and Putin is set to have another talk, which that's not going to work. That is not going to work. They've been talking all year. And nothing happened. And it was nothing established between them two. Why? Because the Most High is putting in their spirit not to agree. Because we're not in a time of having peace. We're in a time of war. Why? So that the nation of Israel can come back into power. Which the nation of Israel consists of these so-called blacks, you Negroes, all right, which is, the so-called African Americans. Then you got your Jamaicans, so-called West Indians, all right, Antigua, Trinidad, Barbados, Bahamas, so on and so forth. All right, and you Haitians. and Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and also you Hispanics. Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 8. It says, I'm going to start verse 1. It says, to everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Verse 8, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. And we're in a time of war. Why? Because our power is a man of war. Exodus 15 and verse 3. It says, Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. That's right. See that? So our power, he's a man of war. And that's why the spirit of war, these war drums is being amped up. And ultimately because we need to come back into the power seat. That's why the Heavenly Father is doing these things. All right, so that we can come up into the power seat. Isaiah 42 and 13. Yahweh shall go forth as a mighty man. He shall stir up jealousy like a man of war. He shall cry, yea, roar. He shall prevail against his enemies. That's right. That's how the Heavenly Father is coming. Like a mighty man. And he's stirring shit up, man. Like a mighty man, a man of war. Isaiah chapter 29 and verse let's start verse. I really want to start at the top, but I'm gonna just go to the point. I'm gonna start at the top. Isaiah 29 and 1. It says, woe to Ariel, the city where David dwelt. Add ye year to year, let them kill sacrifices. And Ariel is just another symbolic name for Israel. All right, which is probably, that's what it looked like. Ariala. So it says, Lion of the Most High. Yep, Lion is the Most High. A name applied to Jerusalem. So you see that? So that's dealing with Israel. It says, yet I will distress Ariel, and there shall be heaviness and sorrow, and it shall be unto me as Ariel. And I will camp against thee round about, and will lay siege against thee with a mount, and I will raise forts against thee. That's dealing with the Heavenly Father, putting hell on our people. And thou shalt be brought down, and shalt speak out of the ground, and thy speech shall be low out of the dust, and thy voice shall be as one that hath a familiar spirit out of the ground, and thy speech shall whisper out the dust. Moreover, the multitude of thy strangers shall be like small dust, and the multitude of the terrible ones shall be as chaff that passeth away. Yea, it shall be at an instant suddenly. Jumping down to verse 7. And the multitude of the nations that fight against Ariel, even all that fight against her and her munition, and that distress her, shall be as a dream of a night vision. Meaning what? They're just gonna go away. So after the Heavenly Father puts hell on us, all the nations that have fought against us, man, they're gonna be as a dream of a night. They're just gonna go away. See that? So after our captivity, after the Most High put hell on us, he's gonna then turn and judge these heathens for it, which is a beautiful thing. So Yara Dazah, you few brothers and sisters were edified, and we about to get up out of here, man. All right, we ain't gonna be here for too much longer. All right, with that being said, Shalom.